What's cracking, peeps? Happy Friday evening. T-Money up in the heezy. For body bags, we've got week 227, free for all week. The film I chose to review for you guys tonight is one from 2017, Welcome to the Neighborhood. We have The Ice Cream Truck. Now, I first heard about this film briefly on a Facebook thread. Somebody was raving about it. I love my psychotic ice cream truck man killer movies, so I wanted to check it out. Vinegar Syndrome's recent release of Ice Cream Man just kind of prompted my interest in the whole subgenre of horror film, so I grabbed it eagerly, and it was pretty good. I enjoyed this film, so let's get into it. First off, it's directed by a female, I believe, by the name of Megan Friels Johnston. Virtually an unknown cast. You have your star Deanna Russo, who plays Mary, Emil Johnson, who plays the Ice Cream Man, and then you've got a whole slew of other characters, including Jeff Daniel Phillips, who plays the Delivery Man, very brief role. But yeah, I think it's a lower budget movie, and therefore you have a lot of unknown actors and actresses, but it's not to say that the acting is poor by any means in the film. I actually really enjoyed it. So your whole film, again, directed by Megan Friels Johnston from 2017. It's essentially about a woman, Mary, who her husband gets a job relocation. The husband and the son are tying up some loose ends at home. Mary moves into this new suburban neighborhood, their new home, just to kind of get things prepped and ready for their move for when her husband and son are soon to, I think it's just like a couple weeks, the timeline of the film, is when they're going to show up, maybe a month or so, because she's going to meet them and greet them there, obviously, in their new home, in their new suburban neighborhood. All the while, in this new suburbia, there is a killer ice cream man who is driving around and killing people. One of the gripes that I had, I guess I'll get into it a little bit later, but that's essentially your movie. A woman moves into a new home. Husband and son are going to move in, are coming shortly thereafter. Killer ice cream man, and then you've got a bunch of drama in the neighborhood. And also a lot of conflict between the main character of Mary and some things, I guess, from her past that lead to decisions she's going to make kind of in the present, where the film is actually taking place. And that's it. So I guess we'll get into, first off, what I liked about the film. The acting was great. Again, a bunch of characters or actors and actresses that I had never heard of before. I thought their performances were all top-notch, very good. The atmosphere in the film was great. It was kind of strange because the movie had this real, like, 1950s ice cream truck, suburbia, 1950s suburbia feel. Everything from, like, the haircuts of some of the children in the film to the way they acted, to the actual ice cream truck itself. It's like this throwback truck. Unfortunately, there's no picture of it featured on the movie here, but a very, very, like, but I think it does take place in present day, which was kind of strange. I don't think it really does say when it takes place, but I think based on, like, the cars and stuff in the movie, it is present day. But then you've got this, like, old school, totally, like, suburban 1950s ice cream truck, which is awesome. So it was kind of cool in that sense that it threw in that whole 50s atmosphere into it, 1950s vibe. The truck itself, like I said, was really cool, unique. You could tell they spent a lot of time creating the actual ice cream truck itself, and the presentation of it, to give it that real vintage feel, Americana feel. The kill sequences in the film were good, actually pretty great. There's one in particular involving some ice cream paraphernalia, we'll say. Dude breaks it. It's just really, like, it's really no holds barred. Like, there's no mercy. I don't really want to give away too much, but the Ice Cream Man, I don't want to spoil it. Just a really good kill sequences. Just like, I was like, damn, did he just do that? And damn, like, relentless. So I really like the kill sequences. Kind of the mystery of the killer. Okay, so one thing is, in the synopsis, I'll read you guys the synopsis of the film. So Mary, husband gets relocated for work. Mary goes there to the new suburban home. As her family ties up loose ends back home, Mary moves into the house all alone and waits. Although her familiar suburb is a constant reminder of her youth, something seems strange. A local ice cream man with a love of nostalgia starts to kill some of her neighbors. Mary is torn between her mature instincts that something is wrong and the distracting memories of her younger days. So the mystery surrounding the actual ice cream killer in the movie is kind of good, I think, in a sense, because it doesn't give too much away. But you're also wondering at the same time, like, okay, why is this guy just a nut job? And I guess there doesn't need to be an actual explanation for that. So, but I liked it. I really liked the small but tight role that Emil Johnson, the ice cream man, plays. I think he portrays a great psychotic ice cream killer. It's just more of a serious role, less comedic, although there are some comical elements in the dialogue and stuff like that. So it's not totally played straightforward, but I was wondering why on the description on IMDb it says that it's a horror comedy. It's really not that funny. I think it's more horror than it is comedy for sure. But yeah, I really like the performances, particularly from Mary and Emil Johnson. Mary's your main character, Emil Johnson, your ice cream man, but everybody's good. What I didn't like about the film was, well, first of all, it was just to note, it's really strange. Like, a lot of the dialogue between Mary and her neighbors is really awkward. I feel like they're not perverted. Well, first of all, every time you see the neighbors in the movie, it's like they're either trimming hedges or doing yard work throughout the entire film. So there's a lot of, like, you get the sense that there's a lot of gossip from neighbor to neighbor about Mary moving into the new neighborhood, and they're very, like, you're very stereotypical rich housewives, and they're always trimming hedges and just very they're portrayed as very, very housewifey. I don't know what I made that word up, but just very much your upper middle class American housewives who are nosy and all up in your business, which was okay. It's just literally like every time you saw them on screen, it was like they were talking while trimming hedges or while raking or whatever it was. It was just like always that. I'm not sure if it was the best dialogue, I guess, is what I'm trying to say, between Mary and the neighbors. It was okay. Nothing really. I'm being nitpicky here, but I just felt it's just something to note, rather. Well, I don't really have much to say in terms of what I disliked about the film, other than the ending. I felt like the ending was very abrupt. It left a lot of questions unanswered, and I didn't really like that. It's hard for me to discuss it without spoiling it, so I'm not going to do that. But I'd like to hear if you guys see this movie based on this review or whatever. If you watch it, I'd like to know your opinions on the endings and if you felt like it was too ambiguous and there were just too many questions left unanswered. It was that way for me. I really felt like you had a solid film, but then all of a sudden it just ended very abruptly, and it was like there was no really like climax or no, like, I don't know, I just wanted to see more vengeance taken from the main character. I mean, it just ended too quickly. It was just like, boom, like that. Like, really? You're watching this great story unfold, and then it just ends way too abruptly. That was my only real nitpick with the film, other than the fact that I guess the dialogue with the neighbors was kind of annoying, and just like, I don't know, it just wasn't very, I guess, also, now that I'm thinking about it, the story kind of lacked in character development. Like, again, there was a lot of mystery surrounding the ice cream man. You don't find out a lot about him at all. The main movie, I guess, it focuses mostly on Mary, and the decisions that she makes, but it doesn't really delve deep into any other character development. It's just Mary, basically, and I would have liked maybe a little bit, like, while I like the mystery surrounding the ice cream man, I would have liked to have seen a little bit more of a reveal about where he comes from, and maybe what makes him tick and be this way, because it's just the screen time is limited with the interactions. They're great when you get them with in the kills. Again, there's only like maybe four kills, 5 on-screen kills in the film, so it's like they feed it to you, but they dish it out. It's not, you don't get a lot. You get a little, and it's almost too little. So I would have liked to see a little bit more, like more kills, learn a little bit more about the ice cream man himself, and a stronger ending. So those are my 3 main I guess, gripes, minor nitpicks I had with the film. Mainly the ending being the biggest. I just felt cheated after I watched it. I was like, really? Like, this movie was really good. Why did it end that way? And what? Like, the very end, just the last scene where you see two people walking by, you're like, what the fuck? I thought he was dead. Without spoiling too much, and that's really not. That's being very... because you have no idea which character I'm talking about. And the whole thing with the delivery man as well, it's like it ends with... there's almost going to be like a new psycho in town, I guess you could say. But overall, I'm done. I'm at 11 minutes almost, guys. Rambling. I enjoyed the film. I highly recommend it. It's solid. There's nothing wrong with it other than the things that I mentioned. But, I mean, if you want a good, like, film in the same vein of the subgenre of Killer Ice Cream Truck Men, check it out. I highly recommend it. You can't go wrong. So, yes, that's the Ice Cream Truck from 2017 from Uncorked Entertainment. You can get this on Amazon for, like, I think $20 maybe. Yeah, usually these, like, independent, and it's burned on demand DVD too. Most of these, like where it says Blu-ray disc, whatever, I think it's Uncorked or Spided. I don't know. A lot of these companies are releasing things on VDR, but whatever, it doesn't bother me. I recommend the film. Check it out if you can. I don't know if it's on Netflix or streaming or whatever, but see it. Watch it. It's good. All right. Thanks for watching Body Bags, guys. I'll catch y'all next Friday. T-Money signing out. Have a good weekend. Peace.